views and opinions of this program are those of the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the Kingdom podcast. The show might include strong images and language that may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
After 3 long years,
Welcome back, Commander.
here we are again.
Say what?
Again with the angst, the controversy, and wit that can withstand anything or anyone it's up against. Here to give you the scoop about K-pop and other crap you can think of, the prima donna of K-pop radio is back. Better, stronger, and well, he's still the rowdy asshole everyone expects him to be. Thy kingdom come! Welcome the evil stepchild of SLR the podcast, the Kingdom Podcast. And here he is, the man of the hour, the best among the rest, and your resident K-pop critic, the voice, DJ Yuuki.
Hey, welcome back to the podcast. It is a Sunday afternoon in the Philippines, the 13th of December 2020. This is Yuuki. Welcome to the Kingdom Podcast, brought to you by Anchor.fm. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and on Anchor, all in the same name at the Kingdom Pod PH. This show will be available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and wherever you listen to your podcasts now. And I think this is the 47th episode, if I'm not mistaken. And we're nearing the 50th episode, and I have no fucking idea on what we're gonna do. We're 3 episodes left before we reach 50, which is gonna be a total milestone, of course. So, I might sound sick. It's not that. It's just that I fell asleep and then just woke up again. So I'm not sick. I don't have sipon. I don't have ubo. It's that fucking that voice where you get like you have that puffy voice when you just woke up. So I want to apologize if I sound sick. I'm not. So you don't have to worry. But someone who is actually pretty sick, not sick like may sakit siya, but like sick, is my co-host for today. She's been a fan of K-pop since 1955, and she is part of this small group called Luna Philippines, just one of the best groups in Philippine fan clubs today. Please welcome on the show. Welcome back. This is Sun.
Hello.
Hey Sun, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Also, 1950s for you.
Sorry. Did I get the year wrong? Sorry. 65? Predating Sotaiji. You can follow her on Twitter. It's at Hihalipye. That's Luna thing. That's a Luna thing. It's HeeHalipHye. Yeah. I can't. That's weird. You speak Korean, right?
Yeah.
It's here, right?
Yes.
That's weird. Back then, like I called her Olivia Hey, and then Jason kept on fucking correcting me. It's not Hey, it's Here. Like what?
It's a very common thing. Don't worry about it. Like I have some friends also. Like if they're too lazy to think about it, they're just gonna say hey also.
Right? Because I feel like it's a typo. It doesn't make sense. But he kept on saying no, it's Here. Oh shit. Okay, then I figured out that it's here. Fuck. Korean's a difficult language.
It really is. It really is.
It is. This sucks. Like there's he and then there's like HE and then HAE, which is super weird. It's weird. It's like, why can't you spell it Taeyon and not Taeyon? I mean, and the pronunciation is bad. Like Teyon, not Taeyeon. It's fucking weird. Anyway, welcome to the show, you guys. Episode 47 for everyone. And if you remember, Sun, her previous episode with us, we talked about Mama. So only fitting that we're still gonna talk about Mama now that Mama is over. And fair warning, we're gonna talk about Mama and what we just researched and stuff, right? So maybe right, maybe wrong. What the fuck? Whatever. When we talk about Mama, there's always this thing. Nah, I wanna intro the show before we get to our first commercial break. Alam mo yung saying na may attendance may award, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this is not happening with Mama now. And I can't say that I'm not happy about it.
I honestly agree with that. Like, hindi naman rin ako happy with it. But also, no offense, kinda don't find it surprising.
Yeah, I mean, that's your typical Mama. Para feeling mo
Yeah.
kasi alam mo na kung sino yung mananalo eh. There's no surprise on it. You know, the surprise for Mama are the small awards.
Yes. But at the same time, and kasi with Mama, I mean, it was ever since before, it's very,
Mm.
very, very rigged anyway.
Yeah. But this is the prestige, the prestige award show. Kaya you can't seem to not watch it or not vote for it, Kasi you would want your artist to have some sort of award on the biggest award night, of the year. Pero yeah, it's super rigged. They kind of have that conversation with the fans back then na the voting is just like a percentage. Of course, there's a panel of judges behind the scenes and whatnot. So yun yung bawi nila. And I can't say that, that's, I don't know. I can't put a legitimate, parang trust in that. Kasi we can vote like whatever the fuck we want. We can vote like 25 billion times, pero the artist is not gonna win because it's just a percentage,
Yeah.
So Mama, it's still the best award show. I think that they really tried their best this year, amidst the pandemic, and we're gonna talk about that because, to be honest, I feel like they're very ill-equipped when it comes to dealing with COVID-19. And I feel horrible because as far as my research goes, there are a lot of people that are now having sore throat because of the
issues that they
had
Yeah.
in like while they were waiting to get on stage, and it's horrible. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Also, we're gonna talk about. Let me just check on the topics. We're gonna talk about Boa stage. Jesus Christ. I don't want to give away anything yet. I know you guys watched it already, but lovely, lovely Boa. She's like 34 now.
She does not look like it.
She looks 24 to me. She looks better than SNSD.
Ooh.
I'm not kidding. It's like, and it's not not throwing shade, towards Girls' Generation and whatnot, but my God, she looks beautiful. I miss these kinds of quote unquote stages. It doesn't get better than that. I mean, and the girl groups now, they're not as competitive, I feel. As far as winning awards are concerned.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like it's mainly because of the fact na there's just so many.
So many girl groups or so many boy groups? Both.
Groups in general. Yeah. When it comes to the girl groups, in my opinion, because like for me especially, like I'm a girl group fan.
Yeah. Me too.
Like compared to like the amount of groups debuting, there's only a limit as to what kind of concept they can release. And then
Yeah, they can't be totally original
diba?
now.
And then
Except for
like if
fucking
just,
Luna.
just a little tiny thing, if it's
Mhm.
kind of the same, people are gonna make a big issue about it. No, it's automatic, it's plagiarism or something, and or because like you asked a while ago if there were a lot of girl groups or boy groups or just everything in general. lately more boy groups are coming out, and they're
Yeah.
kind of being overshadowed, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like with Luna kasi, they just finished Why Not promotions, and then they're doing follow-up promotions. So like me and my friends would like try to watch the live stream, try to watch the live performances, and then while waiting, like we could barely count the girl performances. Not even just girl groups, like even solo singers. Like we could barely count it. It was full of boy groups.
Jesus Christ.
And it was just like, I mean, okay, good for them. They're doing what they want to do. They're doing their work. It's fine. But like at the same time, like, damn, that's a lot of boy groups.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know half of them or more. I don't know.
Yeah, yung name kasi nila, the collective name, you get to know, right? But dwelling into knowing them like personally and individually, it gets tiring.
Honestly, even the actual group name, sometimes I forget. Like I just see it.
Shit,
like,
really?
Who are these again? There's just so many of them. Like there's the amount of the boy groups. I have no idea how it reached that much. Like if I'd see the performances, like okay, I can read the names at like the corner,
Yeah.
but like even if, for example, I watch the show today and then I watch another show tomorrow, I can see that they look the same, but I don't remember who they were. I have to always read the title of their name because they all just sound the same, like every other group also.
And it's not necessarily their fault, you know? Kasi
Yeah,
like what we
I'm
said.
not hating on
Yeah.
them. It's just like
It's the originality.
yeah, it's just kind of sad. That's all because
Mm.
like they really want to do their best and they really probably are,
Mm-mm.
but because of the fact that everyone else around them is trying to be the same,
Yeah.
it makes it look like you're just being like them.
What a show. We have a packed show for everyone. We're going to talk about Mama. We're going to talk about how they suck every single fucking year. And yeah, we're going to talk about, well, we're going to talk about, we'll try and talk about the winners a little bit, but we're going to talk about, you know, the situation that happened while it was happening. So we'll get to our first commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more of your Mama goodness here on the Kingdom Podcast. Do not go away, you guys.
Hey, this is Jacques, aka Arcady Blog, and you're listening to the Kingdom Podcast with the voice DJ Yuuki.
Hey you. Doing this podcast thing for years now, I've always been an advocate to start your own podcast. Regardless if you talk about K-pop, science, news, politics, showbiz, start doing it because podcasting is growing very quickly, not just in the Philippines, but also worldwide. There's a whole lot of new shows out there, and we as podcasters need to stay informed in order to stay relevant. The best way to do that is with data, numbers, and analytics. Something to keep track of how you're doing. And the best way to get it all in one place is Podmetrics, your one-stop shop for all your podcast data needs. Podmetrics combines data from Anchor, Spotify, Chartable, Facebook Live, and YouTube in order to show you the real picture of how your show is doing. And when you know your show, you can grow your show. The best part is it's absolutely free. Sign up now at podmetrics.co. That's podmetrics.co. And don't forget to use the referral code The Kingdom Podcast. No spaces. Podmetrics, the only analytics you'll ever need for your podcast.
Hello, Radish Farm. Welcome to Mama Moo Central, where myself and a possible Moo Moo star guest talk everything Mama Moo. Want the tea? We got you. Want a song review? No problem. Want to just freak about your best girl? Go nuts. Be sure to follow my Twitter at WhatARadRadish to get the latest and greatest from yours truly, while also updates about when I upload. Well, let's get on to today's topic. See you around! You are listening to the Kingdom Podcast. All our episodes are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and on Anchor.fm. Your weekly dose of K-pop is now back.
Welcome back to the podcast. This is basically the time where I invite you to go and support the podcast by going to anchor.fm/thekingdompodph/support. You can donate as low as 99 cents via our Anchor account to help keep the show going. So please if you want to help us do this for like 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons more, please go to anchor.fm/thekingdompodph/. It would really help us out. You're still with me, Yuuki, on the 47th episode with our special guest co-host, Sun. You can follow her on Twitter at @hihalipye. And my voice is cracking up. 1 second. Jesus Christ. Sun, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I was very surprised to hear that, but I'm here.
My God. My voice is cracking up. I don't know why. Like I said, I'm not sick. It's probably just super cold here in the studio, basically the house. The temperature that we have is the lowest when it comes to the air conditioning unit, so
That sounds great.
I don't know, does it? But also, it's like 3:30 in the afternoon on a Sunday, on the Sunday afternoon. So, mainit sa labas talaga. So we had to crank the thermostat down. Guys, how before we get to the topic, how Son does this podcast, right? Super cool, right? Maybe
is this you pressuring now?
Yeah, maybe she should start, doing this as well, like with her peeps from Luna, Philippines. Sorry. Maybe.
That is not my decision, so.
Yeah, but if you're cool with it, then probably someone else is, and you guys can talk about it. Luna, Philippines, let's go. But okay, well, going back, but yeah, just out there, Luna, Philippines, let's go. Sun here has been a fan, like what I said, of K-pop for a while now, and you've gone through how many mamas now?
Honestly, I actually don't know because I stopped watching it for a while also.
But you hear news every single year, right? I mean, it's a recurring theme.
Yeah. I don't hear a lot about it, but I do hear stuff about it.
Mm-hmm. What was the mama that you actually watched? As far as you can remember.
I think I watched one a bit recently. I don't remember the exact way. I can search it. Wait.
Was it the 2018?
Yes.
Yeah. That was a good year as far as Mama is concerned. So
me being biased is mainly because like Luna did a performance there.
Right.
But...
Yeah, that was a good stage. That's where they performed Butterfly.
It's where they I don't think so. Butterfly was not out yet, I think.
What?
No, this was like 2018, so they just did like the whole debut.
Shit, I'm doing a Google on this.
That's okay. And it was like they had performances per subunit and then as the whole group. But like it was a kind of big meme because the stage was pretty they could have done better.
Pretty suckish. Oh, it's the the 2018 Arai Circle YYXY.
Yeah.
YY by Y, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, they did a lot.
It was pretty cool, I guess. But yeah, like in terms of the actual Mama, I think that was the last one I watched. I don't remember what happened last year.
So Mama's been going on since 1999, right?
Damn.
So
okay.
I started looking. Well, when I started following K-pop, it was already Mama. Back then, it was different names. Mnet Video Music Awards, Mnet KM Music Festival, and then in 2009, that's when they renamed it Mama. So I've been doing this for 11 years now.
Oh my god. I didn't even know they had old names. I just thought it's always been Mama.
Yeah, me too. This is I'm Googling everything out. So 2009 is the time where it was renamed Mama. So, cool. Kasi ang weird nung MKMF.
That's
MMF.
true. Yeah.
So, kind of weird. So, it's super cool. It's just that there's, of course, this struggle having COVID-19 and everything, because it's a very different approach to award shows, because you're gonna be exposed to a lot of people. And I was just wondering, because here in the Philippines we have a very different way of approaching it, and I can't say that it's necessarily good nor bad, but we're not allowed to, probably good, we're not allowed to have concerts here yet. We're not allowed to have mass gatherings and whatnot. So there goes my Running Man, ticket still. It's for I think it's for December. I'm gonna have my girlfriend check that out, because she's the one who's researching about the Running Man thing. Because it's for December, and December is still not possible, so we're not gonna do that. My question is, like, after seeing Mama, should we stop doing award shows for now? Because you saw how the news were. You saw how ill-equipped Mama was when it comes to... Dude, they had artists wait in their van, and that's their excuse to control the COVID-19 situation. But then yung mga artista, yung mga actors and actresses, they had their own rooms, which is super weird. I don't know what kind of bias was put there, but they had the biggest artists wait in the parking lot to wait for their time to perform or to go on stage. That's insane. And that was yung environment. It wasn't the cleanest. It was being constructed, like, the situation when they're outside. It's like dust everywhere. It's not ready. I think that Mama wasn't ready. Mnet should have done better on this. I feel that there are certain idol groups now that are having sore throat, and because of the dust. I can't say that it's because of COVID-19, obviously, but the dust particles were there. So I don't know. Like, should we stop, son? As a fan, do you think we should stop?
Honestly, yes. Because at the same time, I mean, it's not as bad as it is here. I mean, like, COVID situation is not as bad in Korea as it is here.
Yeah.
But like, especially recently, there have been cases all of a sudden of idols having COVID still.
Yeah. My God.
I mean, it's not
Sonia.
related. I'm so sad
Jesus
about that.
Christ.
Like, I mean, it's not related to Mama, but still, like, the fact is, they are still people, and they can still get it. No one is gonna be safe from it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get it that they're a very big award show. Like, okay, they're known for being the biggest one and everything, but that doesn't mean they have to keep pushing to make sure they have, like, stuff to release, because they can do stuff, like, they can do better things compared to risking, like, this X amount of people's health, and at the same time, when that happens, they also get bashed on from what they did. So I find it very counterproductive.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't understand the whole thing as to why they had to rush building the whole thing, which is why, like, there was so much dust. There was still a construction site. Like, if you took your time in the beginning, you wouldn't have had that issue. I saw the article about how apparently the dust was so bad enough that the masks would turn black.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's
So
what I said too.
right, I cannot imagine it, just how much dust is there for that to happen. And then for that to happen, tapos the artists would have to perform. They have to dance around. They have to sing, and they don't have their masks on them. That's even more of an effort. Like, dancing and singing is already tiring enough, but then having to do so while breathing in this painful amount of dust. That's horrible.
You know what's funny, sarcastically speaking, is that when the light effects team turns on the lights, so alam mo, wow, Baguio.
Oh my god.
That's what they kept on saying. Ganun kalala. It was that bad. Like the fog of just dust particles, even inside the fucking studio, is unbearable. Imagine.
Really weird. It's just so weird. And I don't understand what went through their head. Like thinking, no, it's okay, we'll manage. And then the weirdest thing for me was like as soon as Mama was done, they destroyed the place.
Right.
Like why would you have to destroy it?
It's kind of weird.
If you could destroy it that fast, how come you didn't build it that fast properly?
I'm just concerned on why there are a lot of places in South Korea that they could have held, the
True. I mean,
Mama in.
stadium wise, there are other stadiums that have already been built,
Yeah.
so they don't have to spend material. They don't have to spend like monies today. They don't have to spend like a lot of money
Mm.
into making something and then destroying it just for one event,
Mm-hmm.
compared to renting out something.
To be honest, like they don't even need a stadium to begin with. There's no audience, you guys.
Exactly. I mean, like the whole KCON thing, that was great.
Right.
Like, why didn't they just use that again?
Mm-mm.
Like, it was the whole AR thing. Like, they had the studio set up. It was a okay looking studio. It was actually pretty clean looking.
Yeah.
Even the artists liked it, the staff liked it. So, like, why didn't they just keep using that?
They liked it because it's clean. That's probably why. That's probably why they had the disinfectant girl.
Oh my god, this
God.
girl. I
Feel
feel
so
so
bad,
bad for
yeah.
her.
It was horrible.
They could have just.
Yeah, they could have just let her wear, a PPE suit or hazmat suit and then put googly eyes. It's cute.
Considering, like, she has that. For me, it kind of looks like a vacuum. Whatever the disinfecting thing was. The machine
Yeah,
that she
yeah, yeah.
held. Like, if she wore the PPE and then had that would look so cute. Compared to, like, what she had to wear
Yeah.
and then that. Like, it was so tight. Can she move?
That was a back to zero. You know the thing that they put in the car and then you missed. So I don't know. It looked like that. Kasi
I
when
mean,
you,
it's a better comparison compared to me, like, saying it was a vacuum.
Yeah.
cleaner.
No,
So-
it was the Ghostbuster thing. It was bad. It was bad. I think Mnet should really answer for everything that we're talking about, because we're not the only people that are talking about this. A lot of people, a lot of podcasts, because I listen to a good number of podcasts, K-pop podcasts. Doon ako kumuha ng ideas eh. So, yeah, that's why I kept on saying, let's go Luna PH so that I can steal more ideas from you. So, no, I'm kidding. But I listen to a lot of podcasts and they're talking about the same thing, It's just that they're a bit sensitive about it and they're very careful on what they say. And that's not the motto of the Kingdom podcast. So fuck that. Fuck you, Mnet. No, but it was bad. It was bad. I think, to be honest, with the question, should we stop doing award shows until the vaccine is available? Yes and no.
Mhm.
Yes, because they can't control shit. The
Yeah.
COVID-19 is, you can't see it.
Yeah.
So, it would be very difficult. And, in Korea naman kasi, they have the mass testing, right? Which is super cool.
Mhm.
So, they're super okay with that and stuff. Pero, kasi, you can't get tested every single fucking week. I
Yeah.
actually feel bad for the idols because they have to do that every single time they're gonna appear on something.
It's so stressful. It's actually really painful also. And then, like, because I had like 2 tests. One because we
Already?
had we had an issue at work. Like, someone tested positive. We didn't have direct contact with them, but like we were still around the
Yeah,
vicinity, so we
absolutely.
had to. And it was painful. Like, it shoves up your nose. It hurts. And then,
Sabi nila, dito lang daw sa Philippines yun. Because my mom's not from here. My mom's from the UAE. So she's an OFW and stuff. So she does that every single week. And
Mm.
she puts the thing in her nose. Hindi yung ibang tao. And mas maiksi pa raw sa normal cotton bud yung ano nila dun. And you don't have to put it like dun sa pinaka-sinus mo. So, I think it's only in the Philippines, you know how technology is here. We're still
Yeah,
in,
it's maybe not as great as
yeah,
there.
we're still
I
in the
saw
20th
another.
century.
I think it was a news report also. I think I'm not sure if it was Indonesia or Malaysia, one of those other two countries. They also had like people who were wearing PPEs, and then like they were separated by a like tiny kiosk
Mm-hmm.
that has like holes for the arms to go
Yeah.
through. That's how they did it. And then I guess for mass testing, that's how they would do it.
Di ba ganun din dito?
I am not sure. I didn't really do mass testing. It was like
Yeah, it was
talaga in
scheduled
the
appointment, right?
hospital. Yeah. I think I did one a mass testing, like run by Red Cross, and then it was kind of like that. But waiting wise, it was
Pretty short.
yeah.
Yeah, compared
And
to.
then they were pretty clean, like I mean, or organized. Yun, that's the word on how to do it. Despite like these are legitimately random strangers. You don't know where they're from, and you don't want to be too close to them, especially because that was like during the height of the scares.
Yeah.
And then yeah, the Red Cross officers were really going around making sure everyone would follow the procedures. Everyone would follow that. You're not supposed to stay too close to each other. You're not supposed to take your mask off, your
Yep.
shield off, things like that. It was
And-
pretty cool.
And it's still pretty scary now. That's
It
why,
is,
you know, it's a yes and a no. Yes, because they can't control it, you can't see it. And no, because you're able to, you know, set proper precautions anyway. Like
Mhm.
award shows, you don't have to, you know, shoot the whole damn thing in one go.
Exactly.
You
I
see,
mean, the thing
it's-
is, especially now,
Yeah.
like if they really want to, they can do several pre-recordings.
Yeah. So it doesn't really matter. You know,
It's
they've
not
already
like they
released
have an
everything.
audience,
Yeah,
so-
exactly. They've already released everything anyway. You have an idea on what the songs are. Fucking BTS will win every fucking award anyway.
Yeah.
Not that it's a bad thing, you know. But, yeah, BTS. Oh my, you know. But all kidding aside, yeah, probably if you're not gonna take proper precautions on doing this, you should just stop. And I'm pretty there's still a lot of award shows
Yes.
lined up.
And it's not just that, like even the end of the year
Yeah,
ones, that one actually kind of worried about that one because
Mhm.
like that's a lot of people.
mm-mm. Yeah, not only artists, not only idols, there are also actors and actresses that's going to attend that. But this time around there'll be MCs, there'll be comedians,
Yeah,
there'll be
and at the same time, there's also the staff themselves. So
Yeah.
like all the camera people, all the technicians,
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah, because if there's gonna be more people attending there, then there has to be more people that are going to support it. So, I don't know. Mama was just really bad as far as handling the situation is. I can't, back them up as far as
Yeah.
how they approached everything. What I can back them up on though was Boa stage. Segue to the next topic.
That's true. That's true.
Boa stage, my God, you still my number one. Oh my God, when that played, oh Jesus Christ, she's so good. And then I had to Google how old she was. Right,
hmm
it's like she's 34 years old. She debuted at 16, I think.
Damn.
So it's not something very uncommon, right? 16 debuting today.
Yeah.
Kasi we have idols that are 15 years old, right? So it's not an uncommon thing. However, back then, 16 years old, insane.
That was a huge thing.
It
Yeah.
was, and kudos to SM and everything. I'm not the biggest fan of SM, but for Boa, they did Boa right. It's just that we're not seeing Boa now. Of course, she's not even married yet. I don't know if she's dating. But we're not seeing her apart from some guestings. Pero Boa. I'm so happy to see her because I'm not the biggest Boa fan, but I am totally a fan of Boa. But then her tagline, says the queen of K-pop, and it was even announced the queen of K-pop, something like that. So I was just wondering, it's like after watching that, is she still the queen of K-pop for you?
Well, because for me, I don't watch the full thing, which I kind of regret, honestly. Like
you
the
should
Boa
watch it
stage.
later.
I'm probably gonna watch it later. But like, actually, when you sent me the topics, and then I saw like Boa was gonna be one of the topics, it really made me remember way, way, way before I was even a fan of K-pop.
What?
There was this one time, I think it was the time when people were still using CD players because we didn't have MP3 stuff yet.
Yeah.
And then my brother listens to Japanese music kasi. And so I was borrowing his music, I was borrowing the CD player, shit like that. And it was Boa's music. And I kept listening over and over again to her music. Like, holy shit, it sounded great. And I had no idea she was Korean. And then fast forwarded to when I started listening to K-pop. And then I saw her music. It's like, oh shit, so this is the original one. And I liked it even more. And I kept following hers. And I know I still have some of her albums too, I think.
Jesus
but like
Christ.
I don't have a lot. I think just 2. But like, to your question, like, is she still the queen of K-pop? Honestly, I would say yes, because no matter what happened, this reminds me of a tweet I saw when I think she was speaking with Isuman about how she really was the one who broke through so many barriers to make it so much easier for idols.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
That's all I can think about, because people will fight like, no, I don't want to start any fan wars or anything, but like, no, BTS paved the way, blah blah blah. I'm like, no, if you knew how hard it was before, you would realize that she really started everything. Like, yes, maybe her success wasn't huge in the States, but because of her, there was at least a stepping stone for other idols to try. And she was the first one who managed to break through Japan after the whole issue between Korea and Japan. So she had so much achievements. And up until now, like, every idol still look up to her. They'd love her stages. You said she was like 32, and like she can still perform like that.
Excuse me,
Her
34.
Voice,
Fucking
sorry, 34. Shit,
right?
okay.
2 years. I mean, tangina talaga. Kasi if you look at her, and I totally forgot, she's a tremendous dancer.
She really is. She's one of the best dancers I've ever seen.
Shit. Super
Like,
good.
I'm never gonna forget the Only One, because the choreography there was super nice, and then like just the way she sings while she still does it, especially like the other comeback she had where she like walks upside down.
Right.
That is so hard to the core. Oh my god, that hurts.
You know, she performed Only One as well.
Yeah, I saw. That's why I'm so excited.
It's so good. You gotta watch
I actually saw the list of performances. Sorry, this is gonna be a bit like past the Boa topic. I was just really surprised that they started the performances with Taemin, and then they ended it with BTS. I mean, I expected the ending. Unfortunately, I wanted Boa to be the ending, because you have to end it with a huge bang.
Well, then
which is
if you think about it, and I'm not defending BTS because I'm a fan or whatnot, but I'm not the biggest fan of BTS. Obviously, I don't want to be dubbed as an ARMY because I hate the fandom. So, just a BTS fan, casual fan. BTS is the biggest group now, probably in history, to be honest. Because with the amount of attention and the amount of things, like they're nominated for Grammys. I mean, and it's not the slightest of a joke when it comes to music. If you're in the Grammys, even
That's
just
true.
being invited to perform, is a big thing. But being nominated, that's insane. And nowadays, of course, with the power of the ARMY, they're. And not only that, because they're so unbelievably talented. Yeah, I mean, you gotta give them props for that. And to this year, amidst the pandemic, Dynamite is their biggest song yet. And they breached it. You know, like what we were talking about earlier. Like BOA was the stepping stone when it comes to reaching the Western Hemisphere. But then here comes, you know, when everything is said and done, because there are a lot of groups that did that, right? But
That's
then
true.
BTS just in a way kind of perfected the you know, the formula of how to breach that hemisphere properly.
It's like, yeah. So for example, like Bo was the stepping stone and everything. She tried to do it, and then every other group also kept trying. So like
Yeah.
all the effort of the industry in general, I feel like it kind of just kept piling up, and it just so happened that BTS managed to at least top it off.
Right.
I mean, I'm not a huge supporter or anything, and I don't want to fight any people. I'm not aiming for fan wars or anything like that. But like, it's good for them. Yeah, I just kind of thought that Boa would have probably been better to be last, but then again, I can't really go against what they did because I'm pretty sure Mnet will always Mnet knows how to exploit the fandoms, so they know which one's gonna be really popular.
Mm-hmm.
They know that's what they have to do there because despite the fact that they're probably gonna get shit on because of how they treated the other artists and all, they still know like, oh, if we put your favorite artist last, you're gonna still support us anyway. If we give your favorite artist awards, you're still gonna support us anyway, which sadly enough is true.
So yeah, I mean, you know, I can't really expect like some other group to end the the award show. I mean, obviously it's going to be BTS, and I can't say that it's a bad thing also because of the fact that, you know, they're the biggest group right now. But yeah, I mean, it's just the age of BTS now, and I can't seem to imagine them stopping anytime soon. It's not a bad thing. Obviously, it's not, because we're breaching a lot of barriers here. But yeah, we'll talk about that. You know, boy groups and you know, in Mama in general, and you know, just talking about a little bit of BTS and whatnot. But to cap off the last topic, BoA, Queen of K-pop, absolutely, still to this day.
Yes, nothing can change my mind.
Yeah. You know, it's funny how other fandoms are like acknowledging the old groups or the old idols, but then, you know, the big fandoms now don't.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I remember seeing this one thread on Twitter about Nana from After School.
Right.
And then everyone was like, "Oh, who is she? She's so pretty." Blah blah blah. Because like she showed up in that I think it was BTS song. Like the artist had to sing or something. And like she showed up and everyone was like, "Oh, who is she? She's so pretty." And like everyone was like, "How do you not know Nana?" And in my head, it's just like, yeah, Nana is kind of like the, I guess, second gen.
Second gen.
Yeah, second gen. Yeah, she's like one of the more popular ones from second gen because like she managed to go from being like even from her debut in After School, everyone was like, "Holy shit, she's so pretty."
Yeah.
And then she became an actress and everything like that. And I mean, she's the last survivor in Played It. That's a big thing because Played This is horrible to their girl groups.
Yep. That's right.
It was just so weird. And then I would see the comments, like everyone's like, "Why? We're not supposed to know her. We're here for BTS, not her." I'm like, chill. They're supporting your artist, so why are you hating on these artists?
Kasi
It's
nga
just
they're not
weird.
with them. Alam mo, back then, before we get to our last commercial break, I said back then, it's like kapag nag-date yung respective artists mo, huwag ka magalit. Eh di bawian mo, mag-date ka din. Kung wala kang ka-date, pangit ka, wala na kami magagawa doon. I mean, di ba? Dude, if they're like what I said back then, like these idols, they're drinking, they're flirting with each other, they're having sex. I mean, they're people, they're normal people, and you know, that could be a very controversial thing to say, pero you know, they're doing the things that we're doing as well. You know, they're human. So, wag kayong magagalit kapag nakikipag-date sila kasi ano yun, kayo lang. Gusto nyo kayo lang, ganun.
Well, it's the sad side of, I think, entertainment in general. Kasi there will be fans who are kind of parang, no, in the future, we can be together. Like, you don't even know this person. Sobrang,
So you gotta imagine that these people text each other. You know, they do kakao talk or whatever. And then, ang ginagawa nyo lang is nagsisend lang kayo ng menstrual periods nyo. So, you gotta understand which of you they're going to like. So, anyway, last commercial break. When we come back, more of the show, and we're gonna basically cap off the topics later on. So please do not go away. This is Yuuki and Son for the Kingdom Podcast.
Hey everyone, Mo Twister here. Just as long as my guy Yuuki here is talking about Jenny Kim, then I'm all over this podcast. You're listening to the Kingdom Podcast with the voice DJ Yuuki.
What's up, simps? How many of you guys use Spotify as your main music or podcast player? On Spotify, you can listen to all your favorite songs or shows, this show included, and choose over a variety of artists and podcasters for your listening pleasure. So don't forget to download Spotify on your smartphones. And in the process, follow me on social media so that you'll know when the Kingdom Podcast will be on air. That's Yuukmeister on Twitter and Instagram. See you there. Hey podcasters. Podcasting has become a staple when it comes to new things to try, especially here in the Philippines. Check all of them out on your podcast players like Spotify or Apple Podcasts. We also hope you can donate to the show for as low as 99 cents via our Anchor account. You can go to anchor.fm/thekingdompodph/support. We want to get as much content out there as possible, and a small amount like this would definitely help us out to keep the show going. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Now let's get back to the show.
This is Mo Twister, and you're listening to the Kingdom Podcast with the voice DJ Yuuki.
Welcome back to the podcast. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Anchor, all in the same name at the Kingdom Pod PH. You can also follow me on Twitter at Yuukmeister. That's also for Instagram. And for my special guest co-host, you can follow her on Twitter at Hihalike. She is one of the good fucking admins of Luna Philippines that may or may not start their own podcast soon. Son, right? Come on, Luna Philippines. Guys.
Who knows?
Who knows? You know. You're gonna probably host the damn thing. I can't commit. I have a lot of shit. Now, come on, Luna Philippines. Let's go. You got Sun here. So we were talking about Mama. We were talking about how the cold never bothered me anyway. No, we were talking about like we were supposed to be in Korea around this time, or maybe we just arrived back. We planned like a 7-day or 8-day stay, and I didn't want like a tour. Like I feel that I can survive there because of Running Man.
Honestly, though, it
true.
is better if you don't go on a tour, in my opinion.
Kasi diba, like, I mean, you're bound to see everything, right? You know the places, Dongdaemun, you Seoul Tower and stuff, and you can go to Han River and stuff. But then, kasi kapag naka-tour ka, limited yung time mo eh. And it's possible for you to go to a lot of places. You just have to follow the unbelievably horrible K-Tex.
Actually, because for me, ever since I moved back here, my goal was like every year on my birthday, I should go back to Korea. So like I can meet up with friends, things like that.
Yeah.
And then, because COVID, so I can't go this year.
Mm-mm.
But like last year, I went with one of my friends, and honestly, it was just a really relaxing trip. And most of the days, we would wake up like after lunch. It would be that kind of relaxed. But it was just because we were just there to have like a rest and relaxation trip, and then meet up with some old friends, like who graduated from college and then they moved back home. So like we were meeting up with them again, having dinner.
You know what?
Drinks. Yeah.
You know what I
chill.
wanted to try so bad? Yung mga tent yung mga red tent stalls. Where
Those are honestly so good.
You just buy soju, and then you buy fucking street food, and then uupo ka lang doon, and then can you smoke there?
Only in specific places, from what I know.
So kind of like Hong Kong and stuff.
Yes.
Hindi, Hong Kong you can smoke anywhere. It's just that dapat yung butt mo hindi mo itatapon anywhere.
In Korea kasi especially in smaller roads, you can kind of just smoke anywhere naman.
Okay.
And then a lot of people really just throw the buds anywhere else. Like the smoking culture in Korea is super super hard. Like almost
Right.
everyone, I guess. Because I had like a part-time job in a convenience store, and the amount of cigarettes I would sell on a night, oh my god.
How long have
Sobrang
you?
light.
Before we get to our last topic, how long did you stay in Korea?
It was for a year and a half.
And in a year and a half, you got to learn the language fluently.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
No, I went there already knowing how to read, but like I didn't know what I was reading.
Okay. So you just know how, yeah, that's me as well. I know how to read Hangul. I can't pronounce it properly, but I can read it, right? So with the ne and the ne, I mean it's still different. The eh. So
Yeah.
I'm still a bit confused about that. But as far as like writing and reading it goes, yeah, I can read it.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's super easy. If you read the Korean like the Hangul, it's super easy. It's like understanding it is difficult. That's the thing.
Yes.
That gets
Honestly,
me.
because like I say this to a lot of people who try asking me like in terms of learning languages.
Mhm.
Because I was also learning Japanese at some point, and so they kept asking me like, why are you learning so much? Which
Mm.
of the Asian languages would be easier? And like honestly, it would be easier to learn Korean first,
Yeah.
because it's just you can get the characters first because it's
Mm-mm.
literally an alphabet,
Mm-mm.
and then after that, it's just the stressful part is the grammar itself already.
Yun nga. Mm-mm. Kasi
Well,
the grammar is kind of like Yoda-ish, right?
yeah, because it's based on Chinese. Like
Yeah.
even Chinese is really that complicated. So it's it's something.
That's what I kept on saying back then. Like if you speak Korean, you're descended from Yoda.
But I suggest though, like if you guys are gonna go, there's this thing kasi na if you go to Han River, order chicken and beer and then just eat it there. It's so like it feels great. Tapos like when you have chicken and beer, and you can have ramen pa. Kasi like in the middle of Han River, may mga small convenience stores and you can buy the ramen there. Ang
Holy
sarap ng
shit.
feeling. It's sobrang sarap ng feeling. And then like drinking, personally, I used to drink a lot of soju there, but I prefer drinking the beer there. And then
Oh, really?
sometimes, yeah, their beer is super clean. Like it feels so refreshing. There are times kasi like if you walk in small parks, like going from a place to a place, and then you see
Mm.
some random people just sitting on the benches. Some of them are just having like chips and then drinking beer, talking to each other. It's super relaxing lang.
I don't drink na kasi.
Pero a while ago you mentioned that if you go to the red tent, food and soju.
Don't drink na kasi says no one ever. Okay. Going back to the topic, just to cap off the show, this is basically the last topic that we have. So, mama, right?
Mhm.
Horrible. But you know how we're the industry now is basically all boy group now. This is what I was talking. This is why I said earlier that the competition when it comes to the girl groups are very slim now compared to back then. Because back then there were a lot of girl groups. It's probably half and half for boy groups and girl groups. Now it's all boy groups now. So that's why the competition is a bit slim for me due to the fact that it's being it's now boy groups na lang yung nananalo. And it's not, I can't say that it's a bad thing nor a good thing. It's just that it's a very different time. So
There's no variety.
yeah, there's no variety anymore. And like what we said earlier, me and Sun, that it's now very difficult to be original due to the fact that everyone has done it already.
Mhm.
And you see that with, like, just to give you an example, you see that with Twice. They're always being compared with SNSD, obviously because they're 9 members. They're the nation's girl group. They got the torch and whatnot. But then if you look at the concepts, not the songs, but the concepts for the songs are a bit uncanny. So that's probably one example that I could give you. So I don't know. Is it Sun and I have been listening to K-pop for a while now. Sun, is it now a bit of a drag that we're being bombarded with boy groups. Kasi you're a girl group fan, right? But you need to speak unbiasedly. Is there something that feels like a drag when it comes to the debuting groups?
My honest opinion on that is the fact na, like what I mentioned a while ago, they sound like the concept wise is the same and everything like that. And then the thing is also, like they all try too hard to act like they're swag or like they're cool or like siga sila. And it's just, no, you are little boys who are still young. You're working, yes, but don't push yourself too much. It kind of looks cringy a bit. Like I get it that they want to look cool, and good for them. And they're singing well, they're dancing well, but like if you try too hard, it's a bit over. Like nakakawalang gana. And like what you mentioned before, it was like 50-50 of girl groups or boy groups, and it got me thinking when I was listening to that. Na like during the time of SNSD nga. So there was SNSD, there was 4 Minute, there was 21, there's Kara, there was so many. And then now, like,
Kara.
if you, sorry. And then, now when you hear girl groups, the ones you only think about would be like Twice, ITZY, Blackpink, maybe
Mamamoo probably.
Mamamoo, ITZY. Did I say ITZY?
Yeah.
See, like you would only say a few groups off the bat, and then when it comes to boy groups, like there's just too many that you don't even like. Again, like what I said, I don't even know their names. I just know like some of the names are kind of funny, but like the others are kind of like,
yeah.
Like okay, I don't understand why. I'm like if there are other of the boy group fans listening, why do their names all have to have numbers?
What? Give me an example, huh?
Like there's I forgot. We were talking. Me and my other friends were talking about this. There's like this new group, the boy groups. Like Bay One something. I don't
Day
remember.
6. Day 6.
No, that's different. Bay as in like BAE.
Bay?
And yeah, that's their name.
Wow.
What? Yeah, Bay 173. Apparently, that's a group. And then
Okay.
there's another one that's like P Harmony, but it has like a number 1 on it. And then I don't know why, like the boy groups' names all have numbers on it. Like gets ko if it's a subunit, sige fine. Like you have NCT 127, okay. But like, why do the groups themselves have to have numbers? Like you don't say the number, so why? I don't get it.
Like, to be fair, BTS, the biggest group of all time, has someone named Rap Monster.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, he I think he changed it to RM now, just RM. I don't know, but everyone knows it's Rap Monster.
I mean, that's the thing with K-pop. Ever since before, names in general, like stage names, were always just funny for me. I understand na they don't want to use their real name, or like the company doesn't want them to use their real name for it. But like sometimes the names that they think about, how did you think of it? I don't understand.
I don't know. Someone from the company says, this should be cool. Let's name someone Rap Monster, because he's like a monster in rapping. Yeah,
But I mean, even for me, like I'm
No
a fan
shit,
of Luna,
Sherlock.
and like one of my favorite members is Olivia. But like even for her, she's like, oh, her name is Olivia here, and her English name isn't even Olivia from what I know. So it's like, why does she have Olivia? Where did Olivia come from?
Wait, her English name isn't Olivia?
I'm not sure. Like, because you know how Koreans have their own English name also. I don't know if I've never really saw like if she had an official English name. Maybe she's just using Olivia now because it was her stage name. But like, I've never seen a report, and it's just funny how some names show up from nowhere. I just don't understand it.
That's cool. And I don't know. I'm just it's just very slim now.
Yeah.
Compared to back then. The songs are great. Don't get me wrong. Girl group songs are great. It's just that it's being clouded by the amount of songs coming from boy groups. And like I said, it's not something that's it's not something bad, it's not something that we can consider bad. It's just that the competition it's not exciting anymore. You go to Mama and you can only expect the female awards to be going to the females. But as far as best artist of the year, song of the year, album of
I was
the year.
actually really surprised about that, like song of the year wise,
Mm.
because I remember the lineup was like, I think it was Dynamite, How You Like That, Psycho, IU, and then Zico.
Mm-mm.
So I was like, IU and Zico, like their songs were amazing.
Yeah, right. Mm-mm.
Like any song, you would hear any song anywhere,
Mm-mm.
and you saw everyone doing it. And then Psycho was a huge thing, despite them not being able to perform it that much. And so like it was actually pretty supposedly heated battle. I mean, it's IU, but then I mean, yeah, that song won. So I was very surprised because like in terms of the people who they were against, it was actually something that I didn't expect.
I can't say that I'm happy with the winners of Mama. It was very male dominated, and it's not necessarily their fault. It's just that the amount of boy groups compared to the girl groups now are so I can't say uncalled for. Kasi it's so, oh man, it's so different. And whenever I see someone like, for example, I see Boa, I'm really happy kasi there's something about the old girls, old talaga, old, no, not like the first and second generation girl groups or idols that gets me going. Kasi that's when I started listening to K-pop, and I don't listen to K-pop a lot now. Like I talk about K-pop, don't get me wrong, but because I don't do the live episode where I play a bunch of music, hindi na. Like I don't listen to a whole lot of K-pop anymore unless there's something that, like for example, Twice released, or just the people I follow, Luna, Blackpink, Mamamoo, obviously. So those are the only groups that I listen to now, actually. So it's a very different time, especially for us that has been here for a while now and are not clouded by Stan Twitter. I feel bad for the current regime of K-pop fandoms, not the idols. Because the idols now, arguably, no, but for me, are more talented than the idols back then. Truth be told, because back then they had star power. They had to work everything from the ground up. Ngayon kasi, you're not gonna work from the ground up anymore. But when you debut, you have to be fucking talented. And like unbelievably talented. So for me, as far as talent goes, mas iba yung talent ngayon. Iba yung talent ngayon compared to back then. Back then you had to work on it, and i-debut ka na, and that's the only time where you're gonna have to imagine Yuri from Girls' Generation on Genie. I mean, it was bad. Kahit siya sinasabi niya it was really bad. Everyone thought it was great, right? But then she was saying that, no, I hate it. I hate how I dance and whatnot and blah blah blah. But then, she blossomed to be one of the notable girl group members of all time, probably. But then now, kailangan pagka-debut mo, like you're gonna leave a fucking impression where, oh my god, they're so good. And some are great, like for example, Luna did it so awesomely. They did something that that has never been done before. They made a cinematic universe. And at the same time, like before they debut as a whole group, they were doing subunits, and it was insane. And those aren't bad songs at all. But then you have someone like, I don't want to compare Luna to this, but I'm not comparing Luna. I'm basically comparing, the thought of it. Like someone from like Black Swan, that group.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. It's bad. It's super bad. And I'm not black or anything, but maybe it's I can't say that it was on purpose, or maybe nagkataon lang that they named it Black Swan and have the first black Korean idol.
Mm-hmm.
She's not even Korean, by the way. She doesn't speak Korean,
Yeah,
as far as I know.
From what I know, yeah, she doesn't.
She just says, yeah. She does things like that on stage. So, yeah, kind of weird. And, yeah, I don't know. I just can't. I just can't wrap my head around it. The time now, like I said, it's a recurring theme on the podcast. Time now compared to back then, it's very different. I feel like there's more pressure now, to be honest. Because there's a lot of good groups. You know, we're not discounting the groups. Don't get us wrong. There are a lot of good groups. It's just that, you know, because there's a lot of good groups, you have to deliver some sort of capacity. Compared to back then, there's only a good number of notable groups. Tapos yung iba parang medyo nagiging tier 2, tier 3. Kasi ngayon parang there's a lot of pressure because everyone wants to be tier 1. Back then, it wasn't really a competition per se, due to the fact that they're leagues away, they're miles away from each other as far as star power is. Pero ganun talaga eh. Like that's the ugly truth about it. Like back then, if you're the Nation's Girl Group, everyone, you know, the closest number 2 is not even close.
Yeah.
And everyone said that 21 was the Nation's Girl Group. Obviously, everyone knows that SNSD was. You know, 21 was a good number 2. But for me to say that they're leagues away, I can't say. But some say they are. But some say that they're not. Like, they're almost tied at number 1. But I don't know. As far as music goes, they were both great. So,
I mean, wasn't the biggest competitor, like, with SNSD that time Wonder Girls, though?
Yeah, but they ran out of fuel, remember?
That's true. And they really focused more on the Western side,
yeah,
too.
that too. Kara Kara didn't really focus on Korean promotions. They focused more on Japanese. So, you know, it's a different time. I kind of miss the second, third gens. No, not even the third gen. I just miss the second gen, you know? Kasi the third gen was kind of like a bridge. So you're not really missing it kasi it was the transition to like the new school. Kasi second gen was still kind of old school, you know, 720p ganun. So wala pang 1080.
Minsan nga wala pang 720 eh.
360
Minsan
lang.
wala pa nun.
So, you know, things like that. I kind of miss how it went back then. Like, if I think about it, like, would I still go back? Kung pwede pa akong bumalik at that time. It's like, in a heartbeat, yeah, I would. It's like, give us one concert with all second gens. It's gonna sell out in a good way.
That would be so fun.
I
feel like that would be so fun. And then, like, you be able to hear all that music again.
Wait, SNSD 9,
Yes.
SNSD 9. Yeah, don't give us that 8 shit. We're not a fan of that. I mean, obviously, Shiny's only gonna be 4. That's totally fine. Kara will also be 4 or 3. 3, yeah, 3. So, you know, just don't screw that up if ever that someone's planning on doing that. Oh man, Mama. Okay, just to cap things off, son. Mama, yay or nay?
Nay.
Nay this year. Yeah.
No hesitation.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but nay.
It's a
I
big
actually have
nay.
this one meme I always use when it comes to Mama. I'll send it to you. It's actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
One of my
Don't send it
favorites.
to me. Post it on Twitter and then tag me. No, wait before we post this episode and then reply with that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a big nay for this year. They could have done better. You know, you're putting lives at risk here. So, obviously it's not gonna be a joke. You gotta work on this. And kung wala pang vaccine, you know, we don't have to necessarily do this every time, right? Oh, I missed one point before we go. It's like the surprise factor for this. just went out the window,
Yes.
right? Kasi,
There is no such thing as a surprise anymore.
yeah, it's like, you're not gonna be surprised that you're gonna win. It was like, oh my god. No. Because they're gonna call you from the van. Hey, you're gonna win this award. Can you, like, we're gonna call out your name on stage and then just go there. Then act surprised. Yeah, because there wala na. Hindi, the surprise factor won't be there anymore, obviously. Yeah, you're gonna come from the van, going to the to the stage, going through that landfill, and then pagdating mo dun sa stage, ganun nga. So yeah, super cool. Good job, Mama. You guys suck. Anyway, that's the show. Thank you very much. Again, this will be available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You can follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and on Anchor at the Kingdom Pod PH. And for my best guest co-host here, you can follow her on Twitter. It's at Hihalipie. And yeah, Luna PH. Let's go. Podcast soon. You guys need technical help? I'm here. Let's go. I'm gonna message anonymously kay Luna PH. Hey Luna PH. I'm listening to San. She's super good. Can you do the podcast as well? Talk about Luna? Yeah, right. San, let's go. Use your powers.
Oh my god.
Use your powers. You can host it in Korean. I don't give a fuck. It'd still be great. You'll be fine. Anyway.
Oh, that's so funny. That's actually really funny though.
That's the show. Thank you very much for listening. We'll see you again next week for another episode of the podcast. You bye. Ano sabi ko? You bye, guys? Fuck. Hey. I need something to eat. Bye, guys.
The Kingdom Podcast is executively produced by The Voice DJ Yuuki and co-engineered by senior producer Jason Aguayo. Special thanks to the Kingdom Podcast creative team. You can like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Anchor at the Kingdom Pod PH. All episodes are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and any other platforms you use to listen to podcasts. Thanks for listening and see you next time.